Hey guys, welcome to another video. This week I'm going to be making some clay cuties using this oven baked clay. So getting started, just gonna start by softening up the clay. And I'm really just winging this. I didn't have a plan going into this at all. The first of the three that I end up making here does end up being a pig, so I'm just making the little head and a little nice round body. I haven't used oven baked clay in a while, and I was really looking forward to this because I remember it being a lot of fun. Luckily enough, even though I went for a different brand this time than I usually would go for, this clay stayed together pretty well and was easy to work with. I'm really liking this pig so far, and I hope it stays together through the oven. Kind of reminds me of like a stuffed animal, the way it turned out, just kind of sitting there. And the clay's kind of thick, so I'm gonna put this guy in the oven for about 20 minutes. And while that's in the oven, I'm gonna start on my next one. I think what I love most about working with clay is that you can pretty much use anything to add details to it. So you could use dotting tools, palette knives, pen caps. You could probably even do a lot of cool things with like rubber stamps. So this second cutie is going to be a small pineapple. And pineapples have definitely been a recurring theme in a lot of my videos. And it's definitely my goal to have a pineapple in every room of my house. So just a few more details on this one, and then it'll go in the oven for 20 minutes as well. So on to my last one here. I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm actually going to be putting this one into a little wooden flower pot. So I was thinking of giving it some sort of plant theme. So I decided to make it a small bear with something sprouting from the top of its head. So a couple of leaves, and I've created a flower bud for the top here. And this one took the longest and the shortest to bake in the oven. The bear itself was about a half hour, and the little flower bud was maybe 5-10 minutes. The last thing I want to do here is just paint them once they're done in the oven and they've cooled. So starting with my acrylic gesso, just to give them a base coat. And can't forget about painting the flower pot too. And for paint colors here, I'm going pretty straightforward. So the pig is going to be pink, the pineapple will be yellow and green, and the bear will be brown. I just wanted to keep it simple since I spent so much time already making these and putting them in the oven to bake. And just adding some details here to the pig with a slightly darker pink. And I like that I used the dotting tool to make the eyes on these because it made it really easy to go in with the black and paint their eyes. And now onto the pineapple. I thought it would be cool to use both my greens here and not fully mix them together so that they would kind of create a marbling effect throughout the leaves of the pineapple. And for the flower pot, I decided to pull out my leftover blue paint from when I did my mermaid vase. And for the bear, I tried using the brown straight from the tube, but it was too dark. So I did end up going and changing that pretty quickly to a lighter brown. And for the flower pot, I decided to kind of brush on some green and brown to mimic the colors that were on the bear. to kind of tie it all together, just to create something that will kind of like moss growing on the side of the flower pot. And just a few more finishing touches on the bear before I'm ready to put everything all together. And I decided to do a similar thing with the greens that I did with the pineapple to kind of create that marbling effect of the two. I'm going to use some crazy glue to attach the flower bud to the top of the bear's head. And I'm pretty much at the end of this video, so I just want to wrap it up a bit. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're interested in seeing more content. And check out some more of my playlists to see some other cool craft ideas. Other than that, I hope to see you next week.